at midnight, a lonely, aimless soul hides. Dream reflections in a cheap coffee, memories lost in a muffled sigh. Empty eyes seeking solace in notes scribbled on the napkin, a past of love left in my lap. Between slow sips, I feel the time slipping away fast. In this old diner, intertwined stories, whispers from the city, where lives are shredded. In the solitude of the night, I find my shelter. With each sip of coffee, I feel more with you. The radio plays softly, a forgotten song. Every note, a memory, a wound. Cold floor echoes longing in every step. In the empty cafeteria, my heart breaks. Smiles, a gesture of affection, but my soul wanders on an uncertain path. I look for answers in the steam of the hot cup, as midnight slowly dissolves. In this old diner, intertwined stories, whispers of the city, where station, a whisper of goodbye, a crumpled paper, old stories at your feet. My home's voice cries, a soundless wail. In the bags of anguish, the weight is so good. The rails are desert, dreams shattered at random. Each step is a risk, sinking into the darkness. In the suitcase, memories of one shining time. prison falls apart. Silent tears stain the crumpled letters. Forgotten promises in an unbridled life. I'll leave the paper on the bank, a goodbye without translation. In the suitcase, only shadows of our soul. And I'm the gray hair, the heart is a blues, wandering without destiny, building labyrinths. In my suitcase, I took with me everything that reduces me. In this lost station, I have only instincts left. In the neon glow, sitting alone, an empty cup and cold coffee in the cup. Loneliness dances with my own knot. In the silent hubbub, I find myself. The tired eyes follow me softly. The waitress has stories in her eyes. Between pancakes and broken dreams, midnight never seems to end. Just me and my thoughts in a diner of lost souls. At midnight, mysteries and laments in the breaths of forgotten lives. The clock strikes an hour that is always the same. The jukebox plays a sensitive lament. Notes of jazz mingle at the end from my love story, now inactive. And the lights flash like sights. On the other side of the counter, I see who I was. Memories that swirl between shots of a time that faded into the black. Just me and my thoughts in a diner of lost souls. At midnight, mysteries and laments in the breaths of forgotten life. Just me and my thoughts in a diner of lost souls. At midnight, mysteries and laments in the breaths of forgotten lives. In the neon glow, sitting alone, an empty cup and cold coffee in the cup. Loneliness dances with my own now. In the silent hubbub, I find myself. The tired eyes follow Just me and my thoughts in a diner of lost souls and midnight mysteries and laments in the breaths of forgotten lives. The clock strikes an hour that is always the same. The jukebox plays a sensitive lament. Notes of jazz mingle at the end. From my love story now enacting, and the lights flash like sighs on the other side of the counter. I see who I was. Memories that swirl between shots over time that faded into the blend. Just me and my thoughts in a diner of lost souls at midnight mysteries and laments in the breaths of forgotten lives. In the empty station, a whisper of goodbye, a crumpled paper, old stories at your feet. My hoarse voice cries, a soundless wail in the bags of anguish. The weight is so good. The rails are deserter, dreams shattered at random. Each step is a risk, sinking into the darkness. In the suitcase, memories of a once shining time, loves and disappointments, such a curious burden under the gray hat. My heart is a blue, wandering aimlessly, building labyrinths in my suitcase. I took with you everything that reduces me in this lost season. I have only instincts left. The train whistle cries, echoes in the immensity. A sad symphony, orchestrated by loneliness. On the corroded tracks, the past unravels the suitcase of memories. The present falls apart. Silent in promises in an unbridled life. I leave the paper on the bank, a goodbye without translation in the suitcase, only shadows of our song. Under the gray hat, my heart is a blue, wandering without destiny, building labyrinths in my suitcase. I took with me everything that's me in this. In the empty station, a whisper of goodbye, a crumpled paper, old stories at your feet. My horn's voice cries, a soundless wail in the bags of anguish. The weight is so good. The rails are desert, dreams shattered at random. Each step is a risk, sinking into the darkness. In the suitcase, memories of one shining time, loves and disappointments, such a curious burden. Under the gray hat, my heart is a blues, wandering aimlessly, building labyrinths in my suitcase. I took with you everything that reduces me in this lost season. I've only instincts left. The train whistle cries, echoes in immensity, a sad symphony, orchestrated by loneliness. On the corroded tracks, the past unravels, the suitcase of memories, the present falls apart. Silent tears stain the crumpled letters, forgotten promises in an unbridled life. I'll leave the paper on the bank, a goodbye without translation. In the suitcase, only shadows of our soul. Under the gray hat, aimless soul hides. Dream reflections in a cheap coffee, memories lost in a muffled sigh. Empty eyes seeking solace in notes scribbled on the napkin, a past of love left in my lap between slow sips. I feel the time slipping away fast in this old diner. Intertwined stories, whispers from the city, where lives are shredded. In the solitude of the night, I find my shelter. With each sip of coffee, I feel more with you. The radio plays softly, a forgotten song. Every note, a memory, a wound. Cold floor echoes longing in every step. In the empty cafeteria, my heart breaks. Smiles, a gesture of affection, but my soul wanders on an uncertain path. I look for answers in the steam of the hot cup as midnight slowly dissolves. In this old diner, intertwined stories, whispers of the city, where in the flashing neon of the diner at midnight, a lonely, aimless soul hides. Dream reflections in a cheap coffee, memories lost in a muffled sigh. Empty eyes seeking solace in notes scribbled on the napkin, a past of love left in my lap between slow sips. I feel the time slipping away fast in this old diner. Intertwined stories, whispers from the city, where lives are shredded. In the solitude of the night, I find my shelter. With each sip of coffee, I feel more with you. Softly, a forgotten song. Every note, a memory, a wound. Cold